Hello, Jeff Foster, WebBiz Ideas. This tutorial is on developing content ideas on trending topics. Now, in short, what we're looking to do is develop ideas. We're looking to develop ideas for great content that you want to produce and that people actually want to find. Right? So we're looking for high quality content. We're not just looking to develop content just to develop articles and get links. Right? So we're not looking to develop sales content. We're not selling anything, but we're providing informational, helpful, resourceful content, right? And this could be on your website. This could be used in a newsletter. It could be used in a blog, right? I want to create a blog. I just don't know what to write about. This tutorial will help you. Right? I want to develop case studies. I want to start talking about in forums, but I just don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to write about. Hey, I want to create a book, a resource center. What do people actually want to learn? What questions are they asking? I want to influence some magazine editors. What are trending topics? What are popular topics in my industry that would actually allow me to get a hit? Right? I heard YouTube's great, but I just don't know what to create a video about. This tutorial is going to help you to do all this, right? So these ideas are going to be subject ideas, headlines, right? Newspaper headlines. What should I write about? What should be the main cover? That's what we're going to learn. Now, there's only really one main resource you need, and that's your content inventory template, and that can be found within your on-page optimization inventory. Now, what this on-page optimization inventory template is basically all the changes that you want to make to your content online. And so the content inventory are new pages that you want to build. So we have an entire tutorial about this, and you can see that. But in short, what we're doing is we're finding subject ideas. We're going to throw them in here in red. And so now we know, hey, this is a subject, an article. This is a video that I want to produce at a later time. And then the only prerequisite you need is your keyword research. Right? So to develop subjects on topics, you need to know what people are searching for. So do that first and watch that tutorial and then watch this one. But to get started, I'm going to go over 13 different tools that you can use to find trending or popular topics online. Now, many of these deal with social media sites, and that's the first one as well. So that's socialmention.com. So what socialmention.com does, right, is basically it says, right, they monitor hundreds of social media sites, including Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, right, Dig, Google, and then they say, what are people talking about, right? What are people mentioning online? So we can type in a keyword like roof repair, and it says what people are talking about around that subject. And you can read their site and the FAQ and learn how to filter and use this site, but that's the simplicity of it, right? You type in a keyword, it comes out with article ideas. You can look and find ones that you like. Hey, roof cleaning versus roof repair. That's a good article topic. Maybe I want to write about that. Or hey, here's even better. There's a lot of rip-offs and scams going on. Maybe I could talk about that, right? You add it to your content inventory document. I want to write about this subject. And perhaps, right, you click on this, you find the link, and now you have an example of this. Maybe you're going to outsource this task. Maybe you have employees or content writers, but you want to give them direction. I want you to write about this. This is what's popular on it. Write about this. Well, now you can come in here and say, here's an example. Here's why I want you to write about that. Right? This is what this document is for, to help you stay organized. I want an article and a video created, right, employee? This document gives you the control, but also if you want to outsource the tasks, you can do that. And Social Mention is great too, because it's not only going to find articles, but the top filters up here, right? Blogs, bookmarks, events, images, videos, right? So you can do roof repair, but now I want videos. And you can come through here and say, hey, roof repair shingle blow off. Hey, I know a lot about that. I fix that all the time. I can create a how-to video on that. Or hey, I go to this video and thousands of people have viewed it and this video stinks. I can create a much better video, and maybe I can reach out to the same people that are talking and linking to this video, and now my company's popular. And so we're going to teach you how to do that at a later time, but that's the idea. We're looking for subject ideas. And when we find subject ideas that we want to write about, that we think that we can produce something very quality on, we're going to add it to this to this content inventory document, and later on, using online public relations, we're going to reach out and promote this content. but this video is just on the ideas, what to write about, what subject ideas. So the next tool is Tracker. Same concept. You plug in a keyword, it pumps out different subject ideas. This is a free version. There's also a paid version. It's very similar to Social Mention, so I recommend using both first and seeing which one you like. But again, same concept. Hey, I'm a dog trainer. I'm a vet. I want to create, topics about people my customers actually want to read, so they can find my company, they can engage in my company, right? How to stop unwanted behavior, right? How to teach your dog how to fetch. Right? So what you're going to find are different topic ideas that you can write about. And again, these are just ideas. You can go here and say, well, I can teach, I want to create something about how to teach your dog how to do this, right? Whatever it is, again, these are for ideas. The next is Twitter, but in specific, Twitter search feature. Now, again, Twitter is great for kind of like the street level, right? What are people talking about? What's the lingo? What are people really talking about in my industry? Because these are real people with real problems, right? So let's say you're a chiropractor, you're a massage therapist, you're a physical trainer, a sports trainer, right? You might type in some keywords like pulled muscle, or what should I do? Pulled muscle, right? And now you can find really topics, right? What do I do with a pulled muscle in my foot? How many days should I take off from running? Hey, I pulled a muscle in my back. What should I do? And you can say, well, hey, those are some great, topics that I can write about. I'm going to put it in my my content inventory document, and I'm going to maybe create something about that. Hey, that'd be a great video. I can show someone how to, to fix that. Or hey, that'd be a great forum post. I can talk about that as well. The next resource is Topsy.com. Again, type in your keyword, landscaping ideas, and out comes many different articles that relate to that. Now, what's great about Topsy and many of these sites is it also organizes it by basically people talking about it, people that are retweeting it, people that are commenting about it. And so you can also get topics that are very trendy on top. And again, the same concept. Hey, native trees for southern New England. Hey, I'm located in Minnesota, but maybe people in Minnesota want to learn about native trees. That's a great topic idea. Maybe I could create a resource center about all the native trees, in Minnesota, how they benefit, how much they cost, where you can buy them, and obviously, of course, you can use us as a landscaper to install. So that's what we're looking for there. Again, you can look at Topsy. They have articles in FAQ. You can sort by 1 hour, 5 days, 30 days. You can search by everything, just how many people are linking to these topics, how many retweets, right? Do it by photos, videos, right? You can narrow this stuff down as much as you want, and you can learn about that on their site. Going on though, Reddit. Many people use Reddit for years. A great way to find content ideas. What I really like about Reddit is that you can organize this, by relevancy, and so you can really sort by also comments. So, as someone in charge of developing content for your site, you don't want to just write content, right? You don't want to just create some article because it talks about, right, men's fashion and you sell men's, clothes, and you're just going to publish it online at 50 different places, and you're going to have a link in there, and it's going to link back to your site, right? That doesn't work. The panda, the penguin, right? It nixed all that. So what you want is popular topics that people actually want to read, popular topics that people are commenting about, that are engaging about, right? That are tweeting about. And so that's what this shows you as well. It shows that, hey, this topic, right? What's the one thing in female fashion that you have trouble understanding as a male? 1,500 people have commented on that versus 56 on what are the new and upcoming trends in men's high fashion. Both great articles. You can add both of them to your template. But at the same time, maybe put some priority on subjects that relate to this, right? It's almost obviously more people talk about that, engage in that, and so maybe I want to produce my content with subjects like that. And so that's what this Reddit would allow you to do, and you can even narrow it down into more subtopics, and so it's a great place to find content ideas. And not only can you type in keywords, but you can also do websites. Let's say you have you're in the financial industry, you try to promote your financial business, and CNBC obviously is top dog, top leader, and you want to find out though what's the most popular topics or subjects that are actually on CNBC. So you can type in this little search operator term, and now all these sites are actually from CNBC. And now, right, you can say, well, hey, this topic 1,600 people are talking about, right, versus only 233 people are commenting on this. So maybe I want to explore this and find out what other topics I can create around that subject. Moving on, stumbled upon. Again, I've been around for years. I don't use this as much, but again, in short, you can type in, right, something that's of interest to you, and then you can find other related websites that are talking about that. So many of times, right, you can find great subject ideas, cool, quirky, yellow and gray, do-it-yourself backyard weddings. Maybe I can create a blog post, something about this as well. Right, that's the whole idea of stumbled upon. Also, they have categories on their site. So, right, if you sell climbing gear, right, maybe go into the climbing, section and find out what people are producing about, right? What gets the most views, and maybe produce images, videos, whatever it is, how-to videos around that. All right, so the next tool is Dig. Again, another website that's been around forever. Again, it allows you to type in keywords to search for, as well as go through the categories that they have, for example, in business, if you're within that industry, and find out popular topics that people are talking about. Now, the things with Dig and the ones that we're going to talk about a little bit next is it's less specific and more on popularity. Again, for example, you might find that everyone keeps talking about Apple, right? So perhaps maybe I had to have nothing to do with that industry, but maybe I could create topics that deal with that. For example, when the political elections come out, a lot of social media companies, SEO companies, they don't talk about the politics, but they talk about how many times each candidate is mentioned online, right? Who's talking about who the most, and they promote that content, right? Nothing to do with politics, but obviously social trending. So you can come on Dig and find popular topics that are kind of within your industry, and maybe say, hey, how can I create a different swing on this topic? Everyone keeps talking about Apple. What can I talk about Apple that semi-relates, to our industry? Stumble upon, again, type in the keyword. You find different subjects that people have talked about, that people have, just like Dig, kind of are bookmarking or so forth. Again, look at the related tags when you type in keywords over here, like teeth whitening. Now there's other really kind of topics over here that you can look through as well. But again, just a great way to find ideas that people are talking about, organized by importance, right? How many people are engaging in that topic? Going on, it's a tool called SEO Quake. Now this is something that just type in SEO Quake and you can download. You'll notice for Chrome, right, it's basically part of the toolbar up here. So what SEO Quake allows you to do, and you're going to have to change some settings. So you have to go to Preferences and go to, for example, the SERP results and change some of these settings. For example, I only put get Google parameters on page load, and the rest by request, so you don't bog down Google. But anyway, what it allows you to do is to type in your keywords. Again, bankruptcy question, and we typed in a little search operator term. Again, we have a tutorial on search operating terms, but this might help us narrow it down to bankruptcy in the page title and plus question on the page. And now we're not just finding, again, just any old page, but we can organize this, right? We've already done this. We can organize it by Google, plus Google links, right? How many people have tweeted about it? How many people have shared this on Facebook? And so now we reorganize basically Google search results based on that, right? Now this website has been retweeted a lot, right? These topics, these pages, they're important. So now we're looking at subjects that people actually have interacted with, not just what's coming up number one. Now granted, Google does take this into their algorithm, but this is just a better way to organize it for you. And so now, right, if you're anything dealing with bankruptcy law, you can find questions that people are asking, topics that people are talking about, and also engaging in. And now you can add that to your content inventory template. Another great way to do this, again, would be to type in other keywords, not just bankruptcy, but perhaps infographics. So if you're looking to produce images, right, or videos, right, go the extra step and do this. And now, hey, these are just all ideas. People have already created infographics on, some sort of bankruptcy topic. That's a snapshot of American bankruptcy. Maybe I can do that, right? These are all areas where, again, you're going to get fantastic ideas, and now in specific in something like images. Moving on, Mashable.com, another fantastic place. Now, Mashable is more tech, kind of online, social savvy. It's mainly dealing with those topics like Facebook and Twitter and things like that. At the same time, just like we were talking about with Dig, that allows you to find really popular what people are really talking about the most, this will help you do that too. Again, you have to get creative as developing content if you really want to be popular online. For example, you're a landscaper, or you do landscaping, or you do architect. And again, a popular topic you keep finding on Dig and Mashable is Apple. So here's an idea for you, right? Apple's developing their new headquarters. So maybe I want to create maybe some article on that, or an infographic on that of what it can be, or maybe how it's going to affect the environment, or and so forth. So you have to get creative, but it deals with your topic a little bit, and you can promote that online. Because other tutorials we're going to teach you later, it's not just necessarily relating to your company exactly. We do want that. But for SEO purposes, we want the most people talking about you, linking to you, and sometimes just producing great content around similar topics can get you a lot of exposure. Going on, Google Plus, right? Google's new social search engine that it really incorporated into everything, allows you to type in different keywords, landscaping ideas, infographic, and again, now you have just, again, people that have already created infographics. This one's on, right, basically how to produce a basketball court in various different ways in your backyard. Fantastic. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I've never thought about that idea. Maybe I can do the same thing, maybe better. Maybe I can create a video or a how-to article on this, or an entire tutorial on this. Maybe I have some case studies that I've done this for that I can produce. So that's what we're looking for. So you can really type in any subject in Google Plus, and you can find that as well. Going on, YouTube. Another great way to find popular videos, because they're usually organized by popularity. But again, I'm just going to keep using this example of a landscaper. You can type in a search operating term, landscaping, making sure that landscaping is in the page title. And now again, you have all these different ideas that people have already produced videos on. Landscaping ideas, preparing planting areas, right, in landscaping. Lawn care and landscaping, how to use a manual lawn edger. Hey, 66,000 people have viewed this, right? This could get some large exposure, some great links, and some new customer base if you you plan it correctly. So YouTube is another great way to find ideas, and it doesn't just have to be videos. Maybe you could produce a video, but you could also create a press release. You could also do images and whatever else you want. All right. And what video would not be complete? Talking about trending topics online without Facebook. So one thing that Facebook has is Google Groups. And so what you can do is search through their groups of people that have come together, and also read what people are talking about. Right? This club, right? It talks about what it's aimed to do. It's looking to communicate and teach your dog keywords, form good habits. Right, before they start, create the bad ones. Maybe these are topics you can talk about, right? Communication with your dog, right? What keywords are people, using when you're telling them to sit or lay down or do whatever, right? Maybe you could create a great infographic of showing the top 10, keywords or commands that you can give your dog, right? These are just all ideas. You're just learning. And so here are the 13 tools. There's many more, and we definitely encourage you to come to our website to give us your tools, publish the ones that you use as well. But these are 13 great tools to find fantastic content ideas to produce high quality content with. So use them. If you have questions, let us know on our site.